Hey, welcome back, everybody, to the World 1-1 podcast. As always, we have the four of us here. Let's go down the table. We'll start to my right. Say hello, Grant.
Hey, what's going on?
Rudy.
What's going on, guys?
And we have the newly named, from the Far East, we have the new Kuma. And he only speaks in noises. Okay, guys, it's been a little slow in the gaming news week, but a lot of exciting things have been popping up. One of them is the SNES Mini, following the NES Classic. So,
Rumors.
From
Eurogamer, it was a rumor.
From Eurogamer, okay.
They have sources.
Like I said last time, there's someone at Nintendo who's leaking. And they need to go to the doctor because they're leaking. But I think this is something that I believe...
It's not so good.
No, it's not so good. It's not so good. I do believe that this will be something that will happen. I don't know when. But let's go ahead and chat about it. Anyone want to throw in the first...
Well, I didn't really own a SNES until way after it was like popular. I think the N64 was out at that time, so I'm not too familiar with it, and I'd love to get into it. There's a lot of games, from what I understand. It's a lot of people's like most favorite console of all time, with just the library of games that's on there. So I'll buy one if they have them in stock. Hopefully,
Yeah, I'm sure.
Aside from the GameCube, it is my second favorite Nintendo console.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my opinion on it. If it is true, I'm excited. But at the same time, I'm like, please don't do what you did with the NES Mini.
What do you want to see from it?
I just want to see it done right.
What is right?
I want like no lag. I want it to be cleanly ported, like cleanly emulated from this console. I mean, granted, how do I even explain it? I was just frustrated with the NES Mini on how...
With my Punch-Out?
Yes.
With
Just
the
overall quality of the product.
Yeah.
It's not catching its original feel.
Yeah. It became more of a rare object than a...
Yeah, but you have to remember, it's not Nintendo that made it elusive and hard to get. It's the scalpers.
Yes.
So you can't turn around and point fingers at Nintendo like, hey, don't make this hard to get again. Don't make it this way. It's, hey, don't buy 50 of them, guy.
Yeah.
Or woman. This equality.
yeah, that's tough.
Everybody's buying the Scout.
Yeah. So what do you think, Rudy?
I have a lot of feelings on it.
Yeah, let it out, man. This is what this is for.
This is for. If you want to cry, I'll cry with you.
You want to cry?
We'll cry.
I'm very confused with Nintendo right now. It's not a lot of stuff's not making sense to me, and I'm gonna tell you some reasons why. The whole NES thing about them discontinuing it doesn't make sense to me. Just because I mean, on the last podcast we talked about it, but if it's whatever, well, let's put the NES Mini aside. Anyways. For them to do that and then do a Super NES Mini, it just doesn't make any sense. For the same reasons that I had for the last time, I think they want to maximize their profits on the Virtual Console, and I think that's why they pulled out of the Nintendo, the NES Mini. I don't see them wanting to do that with the Super NES Mini, even though it makes sense to us and everything like that. You guys have to realize that Nintendo's a weird company. They don't go with the masses a lot of times.
They don't go by the book.
They go like literally. This is a very Japanese-oriented company, and their decisions makers up there, whatever they decide, that's what they go with. They don't care about what the news is talking about, what any type of.
I agree with
very
that.
old school.
Yes.
Yeah. So. I just really, even though some people had the rumors out there as possible, I just don't see them doing it. I think they feel like putting it on an emulation machine diminishes their franchise or devalues their franchises a little bit. So I'm not saying that the Super NES Mini can't happen. I don't personally think it will, but if it does, I hope they correct a lot of the mistakes from the NES Mini as far as making it better. I also think a lot of these games and I'm sure we could talk about some of the games that we could hope could be on it. I think it's going to be a lot more of not a roller coaster, but they have to jump through a lot more hoops to get these games that are considered like the best Super Nintendo games on the Super NES Mini than the hoops that they had to jump through to get the NES games on the NES Mini.
Right.
Say why, because I know half of the viewers, because like a lot of customers got this, they were wondering how come this game wasn't on it? How come this game wasn't on it? Obviously, rights.
Okay, yeah. All right. So if you guys don't realize, like,
it's not easy to just get a game and put it on somewhere. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. And, there was hundreds of Super Nintendo games, but...
Unless you're a pirate.
And Jack Sparrow. Nintendo hates Jack Sparrow.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's cool. Nintendo didn't make all these games. They had a lot of third-party publishers. Actually, probably... when I think of the Super Nintendo, my favorite games aren't made by Nintendo. They're made by other companies, Squaresoft, Konami, Capcom, and everything. And they're going to have to get the rights. And I'm going to tell you that these companies that saw the success of the NES Mini, they're probably going to be like, hey, man, we want our licensing fees to be a little bit up. And if I'm going to jump back a little bit. If they do come out with the Super Nintendo Mini, don't expect it to be $60. It's going to be more than $60.
Yes.
I think they learned their lesson at that
Maybe
one.
like $80.
No.
Well, the Pro Controller for the Switch was $120, so I'm not...
You're still on that? Come on.
But, all right. So we talked a lot of times, and like for the NES Mini, people were talking about, hey, why isn't the Turtles games on there and stuff? Licensing. So we talked about it earlier. Konami made the Turtle games on the regular Nintendo, but then on top of that, you have to get the okay from Konami, but then you have to get the Turtles license, and Nickelodeon now owns the Turtles license. So for Nintendo...
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know
They have
that.
their own show, movie.
Oh, yeah.
So let's say for the Super Nintendo, and one of the greatest games for the Super Nintendo was Turtles in Time. All right? Let's just say if Nintendo wanted to get that game on the Super Nintendo Mini, this is what Nintendo would have to do. They would have to get with Konami, first of all, and they have to be, hey, Konami, when we want this game on there, they'd have to negotiate a licensing fee with Konami. And then on top of that, they would have to go to Nickelodeon and say, hey, we want to use your guys' license. You guys own Turtles, and we want to put it on there. So that's like two different fees that they have to pay for that one game to be on there. It's not as simple as just dumping a ROM.
Not going to MU Paradise and putting it on your machine. It doesn't work that way. What
Favorite sites?
Yes, it's mine too. What games I know that the NES Classic had 30 games, and with recent pirating Jack Sparrow, people have been hacking it to put the whole NES library, Super Nintendo titles, Game Boy titles, Sega Genesis titles.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's people putting Game Gear titles on the NES Classic. It's getting a little... it's
to the point now where if it's electronic, you can hack it.
Exactly like I mentioned in the last podcast. You can hack my Nikes if they're Nike Plus. It doesn't matter what it is, you're going to be able to hack it. But my question is do you feel as if they're going to implement something to the point where you can't hack the SNES Mini? If the SNES Mini
I doubt it,
comes
because
out.
no joke, this happened to me. I didn't tell you guys. A customer came in. They were looking for a Switch. This is when we didn't have them at the moment. He goes, oh, I'm looking to get an extra one. And I go, oh, why? Are you going to, for a friend? He goes, no, I just really want to work on this one to see if I can mod it.
Hey, there you go. So
And just like that, there's already stuff being worked on for the Switch.
yeah, so this guy is purposely trying to quote unquote break through and make it his own.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be people like that. But how I'd mentioned before this little rant here, I know there are 30 games on the Classic, but what are games you want to see? Even if there were no licensing issues, what games do you want to see?
Illusions of Gaia.
Illusions of Gaia.
One of your favorite games of all time.
Sure, that one's going to be on there.
So let me see. So obviously you're going to have all the Nintendo Mario games. Mario World.
The hits.
All-Stars, Mario Kart. We're going to have Zelda. Your favorite, F-Zero.
F-Zero. Thank
F-Zero
God.
has to be on
if
there.
If they just made it an F-Zero machine
Oh, okay.
and was like, hey, Alex, it's $90. Here's $100. Have a good day.
No joke, Alex really loves F-Zero.
Yeah,
He does.
I do.
We talked about it earlier. It'd be really cool if Earthbound could be on there.
Because
Nintendo straight up owns Earthbound.
Yeah,
They could throw it on there. Nothing.
I think it will be because I think Nintendo does monitor a lot of the social media retro collectors.
They have to.
They have to, and I think that's probably a little bit of an inspiration on why they even released the NES Classic, is just to get that feeling back. But I think with Ness being in the, not the NES, but Ness, the character from Earthbound, is in all the Smash Brothers games. I think they're gonna be like, well, he's still utilized. A lot of people do like him, so let's keep the getting familiar with him, and let's throw Earthbound in there. Why not?
Okay.
Okay. Be careful.
Go ahead.
Well, I feel like if you just look at the lineup on like Super Smash characters, like you can guarantee like those, like there'll be like a Fire Emblem. There's gonna be like all the.
There was Fire Emblem games in Japan on the Super Nintendo that never came out in America.
And I'm sure Japan's gonna get a Super Famicom Mini.
Yeah.
Of course they are. Of course they are.
Well, they had the Famicom.
The Famicom.
Mini Famicom.
So,
the tiny controllers.
You're sure that it's going to happen then? You feel confident?
It's going to happen.
I'll put money on it.
Okay.
I put money on it too.
I'll put money on it too. I just hope they. And you had mentioned this last time about the NES Classic being, aesthetically pleasing. I hope that Super is the same, because this is an awkward looking console.
Well, do you think these will also yellow out too?
Yes.
I really like that.
Honestly, you and I were thinking the same thing. I was thinking about that too.
I think
nice yellow.
I think this is a personal preference, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I wish they would release it as the SNES Junior model, the SNES 2, the Slim.
They call it that?
No, but the Model 2 Super Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
See, when you think about it, this is going to be the Super Nintendo Mini 2, because there already was a Mini.
But if that's the case, then there would have been like a top loader Mini.
I suppose you're right. Yeah.
Sorry.
I wish they would have made that one, because I like the top loader a lot.
Go Minnesota.
What a sight.
What's your favorite game on the Super Nintendo?
F-Zero. Go ahead.
F-Zero. Oh, for you, F-Zero.
Oh, yeah, that goes without saying. I don't need to talk anymore.
It's a mix between Illusions of Gaia, Link to the Past, and Mario World. That's pretty much my top 3.
There you go. That's solid.
Yeah.
Actually, so what is F-Zero? I haven't seen anything in a long time. Like, is that a Nintendo game?
Yeah.
Or
You're trolling him.
You're
Because you got me at first, and I was like, wait a minute.
It's the one with the dinosaurs.
Oh, the dinosaurs. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm on board now.
I preferred the Sega Genesis during but I'm not saying I dislike the Super Nintendo. I liked it, but my favorite games were the Squaresoft games. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy 3 and 2.
How could you forget?
They were called Final Fantasy 2 and 3 on the Super Nintendo, but they were really Final Fantasy 4 and 6. But I really like those type of games. If there was a Super NES Mini, and I know you guys feel very confident, I still very reserved on it. I think those type of games would be hard to put on.
They're going to be difficult to put on, and who knows, they might not even make it on there. But then again, we might not even get a SNES Mini this year.
That's probably gonna be this year.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think? Here's the thing:
It's a huge gap from here to Christmas.
it not only that.
Why do you think they shut down all the factories? They're already working on this thing.
I just feel they're jumping the gun. If they were to do like a re-release of the NES Mini this Christmas with 60 titles, people will still eat that up and save the SNES Mini for next Christmas.
In a different color.
Exactly. Or something ridiculous like that. Oh, this NES Classic, now you can download games from our Wii shop or from our eShop.
That'll be dumb.
Hey, yeah, come on, man. New Coca-Cola changed your formula. Why,
Coke Zero.
No, New Coke. That's what they call it. New Coke.
What?
New Coke.
New Coke. That was the name of Coca-Cola at the time. It was New Coke. They changed the formula.
And then they went back to the old one.
Which is now Coca-Cola Classic, which we call it today. Man.
I missed that.
Yeah, we weren't born yet.
It's like new through.
Oh, okay. Really? Okay, then I feel better.
Yeah, but put it like this. All right. This is. I'm gonna add another. I know we're going on, but I'm gonna add another reason why. Last Christmas, Nintendo didn't have nothing to sell.
And that's
zero.
And that's why
zero to
that's
sell.
why I don't think it's coming out this year, because we have Switch shit.
Yeah, the Switch is gonna take and if Mario Odyssey comes out this year, I think that's enough. I just don't. I'm sorry, guys. I don't see a Super NES Mini. I just don't.
I see it, but not this year.
I personally see it this year because they're just gonna be coasting off of like the whole hype behind the original NES Mini, and
They'll probably release it.
But then why stop
when
this
least
NES
expensive,
Mini
though.
then?
Least
because
expected.
this one was an experiment and to see like and see. They're like dipping their toe in the pool, like testing the waters, if you will.
They could have had a licensing time frame or something.
Yeah,
it could have been a bunch of different things.
So many
most likely they'll
things
probably release it when we least expect it, like they did with the original NES Mini. No one saw it coming.
Well, there
I
were
didn't see it
pre-orders
coming.
for it. There were pre-orders for
Well,
it.
I just didn't see it coming when it popped out. I was like, wow, that's
No,
right.
I understand. So let's go down the line. I think it's coming out, but not this year. You think it's coming out this year. Rudy thinks it's not going to happen at all.
Because I don't think they want to disvalue their franchise.
Which is a strong, and I actually back that too, because you look at the Genesis 80s in one, it's like that stuff feels now devalued.
As I said, I really feel like the NES Mini was like a once in a type thing because they had nothing else to sell. If you look at the history of Nintendo,
It doesn't make sense.
Nintendo does not re-release their games very often, or when they do, they make it or just update it just enough so they can repackage it as a new game and sell it at full price. They almost never discount their games and stuff, and I just see it as I don't know. I could be wrong. I mean, honestly, I hope that they do release it because I think it would be good for business because the NES Mini. I know it sounds funny as a little emulation box. It brought in a lot of people to buy original Nintendos, and it helped our business a lot. I mean, I know that sounds funny, but emulation actually helps collecting. I guess what you would say. People they play it on an emulator machine, and they're like, "I want the real thing."
I want the real thing, exactly.
And then they come and get it, even if it's just to put on their shelf or whatever. So I'm actually hoping that the Super NES Mini comes out because I think it would sell more original Super Nintendos and Super Nintendo games for us. But I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I hope maybe I'm wrong. I mean, we're just all speculating on what we think.
The most important opinion, AJ. Do you think it's going to happen?
I think someone at Nintendo lost a bet.
One more time?
Someone at Nintendo lost a bet.
Lost a bet?
No.
How do you mean?
Here's what I think it's gonna be released. If it is this year, I'm gonna say it's around Halloween or Thanksgiving. In between those.
Okay.
I'm gonna bust a Randy and stamp it.
Ooh, shit. Oh, yeah.
One thing we don't really consider is Nintendo is marketing to a bunch of different tiers when it comes to selling their consoles. Mm-hmm. So, like the new 2DS XL, that was we'll get more into that later. We'll get into that. But that's something I would have never considered of them making. What
did they smoke in 2016?
No.
They smoked something.
Hey, the 3DS sold very well in the beginning. Terrible launch, and Nintendo knows what they're doing to some degree. Especially with the Wii. Like, how lame was the Wii when they first... Like, who names it? The Wii? Like,
we would like to play...
Dude, I love the Nintendo Revolution.
The Revolution,
yeah.
That was a great name.
No, dude, Dolphin's better.
Yeah, or Ultra 64.
The Mega Dolphin.
What was the Wii U? Was it Cafe?
I don't remember. It's
Project Cafe.
It was Project Cafe?
I think so, like that, yeah.
Okay. So let's wrap it up here with the SNES Mini. Closing statements for the SNES Mini.
I think it's going to happen this year just because they want to keep their name in
keep it in the hat.
Keep it in the hat, make it relevant because that was a huge boost towards Nintendo. Like people are like, oh yeah, the Nintendo, what's going on with that? And I believe they're going to keep doing that at a cheaper model. This will be kind of like the 2DS of the 3DS, I guess, where it's like
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. It's like, you agree?
Oh, same feelings.
Same thing.
Not saying that it won't happen and everything. I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen or anything. Like when I say I don't think it's going to happen, it's not like I'm slamming the hammer down. It's not going to happen.
It's just you have this belief it won't happen.
Yeah, we have a belief it won't happen, and if it does, it wouldn't surprise me, and if it doesn't, it wouldn't surprise me. Nintendo's so unpredictable, but just from me knowing what they know, I don't think they're going to do it. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And hey, if it brings in more people into retro games, which those little minis do, I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for it too, man.
I'm all for it.
Puts food on my plate. Closing statements about the NES Mini. SNES Mini, rather.
I have one question.
Good. No, I'm just kidding.
So
anyway.
One thing I do hope is that if it does happen.
If it does or does not.
If it does happen. I just hope that they match what they did with the NES Mini, how they have the power button and the reset button. If they do that with the switches on top.
Oh,
yeah. So I know we're gonna end the statement, but I have one question to ask. Do you think there's a slight chance they would go the other route and have an actual slot to put cartridges in?
No.
Okay. All right. Then that's it.
That means they have to reproduce all of that stuff,
Oh.
and that's expensive.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if it's 26-year-old technology, I might have still got that wrong.
Carry the 6. Yeah.
Okay, to minus
about
2 power of 5.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll just random.
Okay, yeah.
But they should definitely put in Ken Griffey Jr. baseball.
Fuck yeah.
And maybe they can't get the license to him, but replace him with Mr. Dream. Yeah, I think they can do
Mr.
it.
Dreams. They gotta get Mr. Dreams baseball.
Mr. Dreams baseball. Featuring Kirby.
Oh God! All right.
Okay, next topic here, which we had floated just very briefly. He had brought it up. What the hell is going on with this new 2DS?
Oh gosh. I mean,
Why is it hinges?
Why is it a thing?
I'm gonna do a first statement. That's how it should have been when it first freaking came out. I hate the look of the 2DS. I hate it.
I'm gonna argue with you there. I love the 2DS design.
I don't.
It feels good.
It's supposed to fold.
Why?
Because that's how all the others work.
Because if it folds, no, listen,
That's not good.
Listen, I'm sorry, but with the 2DS, it was perfect because it's less things to break.
It won't fit in your pocket.
It was never supposed to.
Oh.
Our audience was that upset. They were that upset.
They were pissed.
On the ground.
But okay, we can go back and forth on whether 2DS is ugly or not. Okay, but the fact of the matter is,
It's ugly.
the fact of the matter is it's not ugly. The fact of the fact of the matter is this: why make one?
Why not?
What, this one?
Yeah,
Why make it? Because they're still supporting the 3DS. There's still a bunch of games coming out this year.
but what advantages and disadvantages were there in the first place to having a 2DS XL? Like, what is the point? Just to shove more stuff out there?
It's cheaper to produce. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no,
It's cheaper to produce. It looks slick, in my
No.
opinion. I think it's a slick look. Oh,
It
yeah.
does.
You guys suck.
Honestly, the only reason I'm happy is because I'd rock that instead of a regular 2DS.
Nah, I'd rock a 2DS.
It's going to be cheap to make, and like people are still buying Pokemon and like getting.
Oh, we
those.
love Pokemon. That's
And
the
on top of that, like it's not really relevant over here, but Monster Hunter is very successful in Japan, and they just released a Monster Hunter, and they'll continue to release Monster Hunters on that thing.
It looks better than the freaking 3DS XL.
You know what? I'm really excited, and AJ's gonna put a photo of it here somewhere. Is the Nintendo 1DS?
Oh.
Yeah! Can't wait for that.
Okay, but back to the 2DS XL. What grand features are they really promoting about it?
It's just,
I don't. It's just cheaper.
It's cheaper.
That's it.
What is it? 150?
Yeah. All right.
150, yeah.
All right. Us being knowing Nintendo, we should understand that they always redo all their handhelds multiple times. Let's just go back before the whole DS type of stuff. We had the Game Boy Advance. You had the SP, the Micro,
the Pocket.
Yeah, and then
Pockets, yeah. The color, yeah.
Yeah, you do with the Game Boy. They do this all the time. And the thing about it is, they have fans that will buy every iteration of their handheld. Like, we have people that have, like, they'll have the original 3DS, the 3DS XL, the 2DS, the new 3DS XL, and they're going to get that. That means Nintendo got customers off of 5 different handheld products. And
Limited edition Pikachu version.
yeah, and I'm not even talking about a limited editions.
hey, you got the Hello Kitty version, though.
I got
And,
the Hello Kitty one.
And people are going to buy it. Also, all right, the 2DS. All right, how many of you guys actually use the 3D function on the 3DS?
I turn it off. I don't use it.
Well, I have the original 3DS, so it kind of hurts my eyes, so I turn it off every now and then.
All right,
It looks good in Star Fox.
every 3DS game that I've ever played, I turned on the 3D function for maybe a few minutes just to see it. And I said, "Oh, this is cool,"
Yeah.
but I would never play a whole game in that mode. Never. I would get a headache right away.
Yes.
And I think Nintendo knows that it's more of a gimmick than anything. The 3D aspect.
You get a
and
headache
stuff.
faster than the Virtual Boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
You do.
I've gotten a
Yeah.
headache faster playing the 3D than I did in the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like the 2DS because there was no bullshit.
Yeah.
It was no gimmick.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So the games and everything like that, I don't believe they're meant to, I don't think developers really use the 3D aspect. Yeah, you could flip it on and see it really quick. To me, the only game that ever really used the 3D function very well that I was impressed with was Super Mario 3D Land.
Where it was really good too.
It was really good,
Yeah.
but off the top of my head, I can't think of any other game that really man, this is a standout title for the 3D aspect. And what?
That submarine 3D game.
Oh, shoot.
Steel Diver?
Steel Diver, that launch title?
Yeah.
Did it use it good? I don't know.
Yeah, it did.
I didn't play.
Yeah.
Well, check out Steel Diver. But yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how much the 3D aspect costs in actually the handheld, but I believe it's quite expensive, probably.
It was probably the more expensive. It's probably really cheap, but probably the most expensive component with the console itself.
Basically, all they're doing is just stripping off the 3D thing, chopping it $50, pushing it out again, and people are going to buy it.
And it's out very soon. It's out in
June?
July 28th.
July 28th.
Yeah, it's your birth month.
Birth month,
Yeah,
correct?
well, yeah.
If you guys want it, you guys could buy me a 2DS XL.
Rudy really wants one for his 31st birthday.
31st. Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
he's 50.
But all right, with all these iterations of the 3DS, 2DS, this is one thing as us working at the store that it really bothers me. It confuses the heck out of the consumers. And what I mean by the consumer is the mom, the dad that really don't know nothing about gaming. So it's very hard to tell a mom, or grandma, grandpa, father that doesn't know anything about gaming and say, hey, this 2DS will play 3DS games and all this other type of stuff. It doesn't register like, I'm sure most of the people that are watching right now, they understand games.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like
Most
second
people
nature.
understand.
Because you're watching this.
Yeah. But to somebody that doesn't know nothing about gaming, they'll be like, hey, man, I got this 2DS. Can I play 3DS games? And yes. And a lot of times when we say yes, they're like, are you sure? Because this is only a 2DS. And it's funny that
We literally have to explain to a kid.
Yeah.
Nothing against the parents. They're not gamers. We understand that.
Yeah, they're not
But
gamers.
they release so much different stuff.
It confuses people.
Yes.
It's the kind of the same. And I really wish Nintendo would like those names. I hate their names. I hate how they name stuff.
Wii U was a good name.
It was all hard. Actually, that's what I was going to bring up next. Honestly, in my
I didn't confuse anyone.
that to me, that's the number one reason why the Wii U flopped is because everybody just thought it was an extension of the original Wii. They didn't realize it was its own system.
I like the Wii U.
Okay, but that's a whole other thing. But yeah, Nintendo when they're naming stuff like the new Super Mario Brothers, like really, like
New.
yeah, so
people ask, is it like the old ones? Yes, just with new graphics. So it's like the NES. Yes.
But why do they say it's new?
But it's
Because that's its name.
New graphics.
So the naming of stuff, for me and for us here, obviously we pick it up right now, we understand it, but it's a headache when it comes to moms and dads that don't know about it.
I'm gonna piggyback off that and say one time, I want to say a few months ago, I had a geriatric man be like, hey, it's my grandson's birthday, I want to get some Game Boy games for him. I was like, oh, very cool, he's got a Game Boy. He's like, yeah, he's got a Game Boy. So he bought, I think, like Super Mario Land, Super Mario Deluxe, like Game Boy games. 2 weeks later, he comes with his grandson to look at games. I'm like, oh, very cool. And I'm like, hey, do you like those games? And the kid was like 8 or 9. He was rather frustrated. He was like, no. I was like, why don't you like the games? And he continues to pull out a 3DS. And I asked Grandpa, oh, you bought the games for this console? He's like, it's a Game Boy. That was a conversation.
No joke, that happens more than you think.
But that kid, no.
They didn't fit.
He's using the big old.
Hey, but you know what happened? He bought a Game Boy SP.
Oh, really?
There you go. So
really, Alex planted a seed to get
Pikachu one?
No, it was a black one. He was basic bitch.
It's unnecessary.
We all basic bitches.
So, please, Nintendo, name your stuff better.
Yeah, man.
What's confusing about this one? New
The
Nintendo DS
2DS.
XL.
All right, so first
XL.
It's new.
all right, so it's
It's
new.
not like we're gonna say new Super Bowl of '85 or something stupid. XL. Come on, man.
Hey, I'm happy with the Nintendo Switch. I like Switch.
Switch,
All right.
yeah.
Everybody understands the Switch.
Yes. I don't know. I'd rather have taken the NX.
Dude, NX is so good.
NX was good.
NX gonna give it to you.
good. NX won't give it to you. Okay, so let's close it up here for the 2DS XL. Oh shoot! I didn't even ask. Are there any games that are going to be tied with it that are coming out in the same time? To like,
You mean all the other ones before it?
I think just is it going to be backwards? Can it play the 3DS games?
oh, I don't know. We'll have to find out. You know what? We know.
Find out next time on an episode of World 1-1.
I'm glad what they didn't do was make. Okay, so we all know DS games. We just went over that. DS games work on 3DS, 2DS, what have you. But could you imagine if they had released a whole 2DS line of games that were not compatible with the 3DS?
No,
It's only side scroller since it's 2D.
Exactly.
That's like
People would have bought it.
that's cringy.
People would have bought it.
and it would have been a headache for us.
I would have bought it.
Grant would have bought it.
Is there amiibo?
I was just gonna say,
Oh,
does
man.
it come with
Does it
amiibos?
come with
It
amiibos?
comes with amiibo, man.
I'm in.
Like,
Give me
Grant,
4.
Hey, Grant, what's that amiibo you got right there? It's amiibo of a 2DS. Yeah.
All right, so let's leave the Nintendo room here.
I don't think we need any closing statements.
No closing statements. We're gonna go ahead and move along to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I know with the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinet we have in our shop, it's a very hot topic, no pun intended, in our store when it comes to Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom for the original Xbox, Dreamcast, PS2 are very big sellers when they do come into the store. So it's
Marvel vs. Capcom 2?
Yeah, part 2.
Part 2. Sorry, it's a very still popular franchise. Hence why they're making an Infinite. What are your expectations from it? I know that there are several things that are announced for it, such as characters, levels. What are you looking forward to?
I think we're in a very interesting part of fighting games in general.
Okay.
Because with Street Fighter V and it being a hot mess when it came out, I'm not sure if they fixed everything, like the whole single player debacle and then the whole
Debacle.
Tobacco.
Zabacles. I'm having a stroke and no one's doing anything. Tobacco. They're just making fun of me. They're making fun of me.
If you've had a stroke, we're sorry. I had to say that last part. We're not trying to
Hey, that guy from Alex 111 making fun of people with strokes. That's not. I'm making fun of Grant when he had a stroke.
Okay, going on. It was a debacle
So,
for Street Fighter V.
Street Fighter V.
It was. It was.
I think a lot of people still are very much against that game.
But there's pro circuits of that game.
Right, yeah, but like
Not as big as...
not as big. Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't even think it took... Maybe it took a fraction. From what I heard, like a lot of people, they go back and play Street Fighter 4 on the Xbox 360 when they do it. That's like the Street Fighter of choice.
Ultra Hyper Fighting
Or
HD remix.
There you go. I don't think, and I could be wrong, but I think from talking to the Street Fighter fans that come over here, I don't think Street Fighter 5 hit it well.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, not saying that it did it terrible, but they definitely didn't get good wood on that ball.
No, it didn't.
I like that. I really like that term. That was a good one.
What, that hit?
That was a good baseball reference.
No, it was good.
Get good wood on the ball.
Yeah, no.
Oh, get good wood on the ball. What is that?
You never heard that, Ben?
You never-
Wood on the ball.
Yeah, when you get a good solid hit on the baseball, it's good wood on the ball.
I got wood on my balls. But we're not talking about Street Fighter, damn it. We're talking about Marvel vs. Capcom.
Stop your dang sex moves, man. I'm talking about baseball.
One thing I gotta say is funny is like we're at the point now where they're like, yes, it's another fighting game, but they're as much as I do like where the story is going, like, it's Ultron and Sigma teamed up to become one, which is pretty cool.
It's very cool.
But it's funny how they're throwing stories in fighting games, like
little
it's
bit of
always
lore.
been like that. But it's like throwing more lore. I'm like, come on, there's a bunch of fighters in different universes just coming together.
And I hate to say it because I just said it. Even like in Street Fighter 2 Turbo, or
Turbo Hyper Fighting HD backflip.
No, just even for the Genesis and Super Nintendo. If you didn't have the manual, you didn't have much backstory on the character.
Yeah.
So you would just see Guile, and you'd be like, oh, all right, he's an American military man. He has a flat top. It's John Cena.
Great theme.
They all had pretty good endings that kind of...
But there were people who never got to the ending.
Yeah, I was one of those people.
See what I mean?
Okay.
It's
I
like...
suck at fighting games.
Except for Melee.
Well, as far as fighting games, I think Mortal Kombat really developed stories on their fighters and stuff
Yes,
like that.
they've come a great way.
Mortal Kombat's such a good single player.
Oh, yeah.
And how it would they'd be talking in the cutscene and just zoom out and it'll be it's it's so fluid, that transition.
Even Killer Instinct had good backstory on their character.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. All right. Enough about that.
Well,
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Damn it.
What I was getting, this is a good time. Maybe they can recover the fighting game community again.
Where is this platform all across the board?
It's PC, Xbox, I believe. Yeah, PC.
How
Xbox,
the hell am I
PS4.
going to play this on my Joy-Con controller?
They want you to buy a Pro controller.
Ooh.
But can I play this on my Joy-Con controller?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why
Just
not.
2 of them? Oh, you mean share when you share the joy?
Oh, yeah. When you share the joy.
I think that's what they were going for.
No, that's the thing.
Oh my God! Is
That's
that
in the
really?
marketing.
Hey.
Yeah, you share the joy.
And then...
That's pretty lame.
You're
I
going
like
to play on one Joy-Con?
That's what I was thinking. I was like, how am I going to...
You know what though? There are shoulder buttons on it.
No.
Every time you do it, sure.
No Switch.
It's not coming for the Switch?
No. All right,
It
good.
was talked about at the launch thing.
That's Street Fighter Hyper Fighting.
Oh, Backflip Ultra Limited Edition Gold.
Yeah.
Featuring Knuckles.
Featuring Knuckles.
But I just want to say something really quick about that. They're making that like if you take your Switch, you give one guy a Joy-Con. I don't understand how the heck you're going to play Street Fighter like that, but all right, that's another thing. Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is coming out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Microsoft Windows.
DBT video.
And DVD video. I'm really excited to see what the graphics are going to look like, and I know that's like the typical thing for any person to say, but I'm just a sucker for graphics. And I know
I like 2D graphics.
I love 2D graphics and not like crazy.
You like sprites.
You don't like 3D.
No, because what pissed me off when you guys were like, oh, the Mass Effect and facial expressions are off. I was like, you guys are spoiled.
Yeah, we were.
You guys were complaining about the smallest things. I was like,
I like Mass Effect.
We weren't complaining, but I
takes
do
you out of the
agree
experience
on
a
the
little
part.
bit.
no, it doesn't. I was like, do you remember playing pro wrestling for the NES Starman? I was like, come on, that's fucking awesome graphics.
Well, how did the last generation have better facial?
That's what I was saying. I was like, why would you guys complain about the first place? Whatever. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, very excited.
How are we straying so far away from this topic? It's like there's not enough info still. It's another fighting game. But it's really good though.
Mm-hmm. I would really like this to be a great fighting game where the fighting community, the competitive fighting community is really involved in this game. You know what? Because we've talked about it at World War I, I would love to get the boxing gym and throw, if this game actually ends up being great, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, throw in a tournament and stuff like that.
And you heard it here first. If it turns out to be great, we'll throw a tournament.
But the thing is, the fighting game community is very particular on their fighting games and stuff. And if a game's not well balanced,
they won't play it.
No. If it's not well balanced and everything, they're not going to fill it and everything. And I think even some of the old Marvel vs. Capcoms, there were certain characters that were so overpowered and everything. So the balancing issue is very important.
Well,
it's almost like in Soul Calibur when you bring in Yoda and Darth Vader, and Yoda was so broken.
Well, it's Or
but
it's like
Yoda was kind of just a throw.
It's like when you play Rudy against Marvel vs. Capcom, we'll put that cheat in so you never win.
What cheat?
The one with the 3 buttons and then
I do it too and I still lose.
It don't matter. You guys are fucking cheating.
No, it's just you hold it down, you get
How am I supposed to know that if I've never heard about it? That's cheating.
All right, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinity.
Okay,
Infinite.
so we're done with Marvel vs. Capcom. We're gonna move into a different.
But I would like to, one thing I'd like to point out is I think this game is going to do particularly well because the whole superhero thing is very popular right now.
People like superheroes.
So I think this is going to be
Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon. We got
Oh, he's in this one.
Yes.
Oh.
I think the cutscene, he asked Mega Man, "Hey, what's the biggest guy you ever taken down with that thing?"
No.
And Mega Man goes, "I'm getting away."
Okay. Oh, I do remember watching this one. It looks cool. Okay, so we're going to move on to a different fighting game, and it's a different type of fighting. All right, so moving along to a different type of fighting, Call of Duty World War II. I'm a big Call of Duty guy.
Actually, it's WW.
WW2.
No, WWII.
Call of Duty WWI.
No, actually, I think the publishers said something to the marketing said no, this is WW2.
You can't say World War. Who owns World War II?
No. This is the way they're marketing it.
I'm sure they don't want to say World War.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
they had Call of Duty World at War.
Yeah. So, like I had said, I'm not a big Call of Duty guy. Just for this past Infinite Warfare, I didn't even play the campaign. I just like zombies. I don't know what to expect much about this game. I had mentioned to a friend the other day when we first heard about it is that I hope that if their campaign is very historically accurate, I think that'd be a really good, cool little thing. That's kind of all I have to say. I'm not a big Call of Duty guy. It's not going to have zombies, so I'm not into it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Is it? I'm buying it.
I already pre-ordered it.
I pre-ordered it. Special edition with the helmet.
With the helmet and what's that GoPro camera on the side?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm not a huge Call of Duty guy. I liked Call of Duty 1 for PC and Call of Duty 2 for the 360.
Jesus was not a console.
Jesus was not a console. But most recently, it's there's just too many of them, and it's I'm confused with the last three of them. It's Black Ops 3. There's
Infinite Warfare,
Advanced Warfighter, or
I was really
Ghosts.
Little known about me, I was really big into Call of Duty when it was Black Ops 1 and Ghost.
Yeah, Black Ops 1,
Warfare,
Black Ops
3 and all that.
really
I was deep into it. I was playing it a lot. So I liked that era. But I got really turned away when they started going exosuits and everything.
Very futuristic.
Yes, I was like, whoa, you guys kind of put too much on it. It was too much sauce for that burrito.
What did you guys talk about? Wood on balls, sauce on burrito. You guys are.
You got some good wood on.
Yeah, you guys got some good ones.
I
wanted my shot of it a good or whatever.
No, it's a good one.
Well, anyways, when I fact that I saw them going back to WW2. I was really excited. I'm like, yes, it's kind of like what Battlefield did, but I've never played a Battlefield game.
Right.
Not saying I don't like it, I just never had a chance to play it. But I like Call of Duty and I like the old war aspect. Even the modern war, I loved it. But the fact that you're going back and they do really good with arcade style shooting, yeah. I'm really excited.
I'm really excited for this one. But one question I do have is there going to be a Snoop Dogg announcement pack during World War II?
He can't. I just hope there's some good impersonators like George Washington.
George Washington.
Or is that World War I?
Somebody please take AJ to school for history. World War II was Hitler, dude.
I know nothing.
Hogan's Heroes here.
Gloss over that.
Okay, you got much to say about Call of Duty WW2?
Well, the thing is how they made money off the other Call of Duties is I got my weed spray on my gun and I'm wearing a gold. How are they gonna do it with this one?
The same thing. No, I'm kidding. They can't.
You were a Call of Duty player for a while, right?
Years ago.
What are you?
I haven't played a lot of the newer Call of Duties. I do know just from reading different gaming forums and I listen to a lot of gaming news, and I do it seems like the media is a lot more excited for this Call of Duty, and it does seem like the consumer or the customers are a lot more excited for this Call of Duty. I just haven't played it in about 4 or 5. I used to be very competitive gaming online, Xbox 360 before the Xbox One. I used to play a lot of Call of Duty until my son surpassed me as the best Call of Duty player in the house, and then after that I stopped playing. But you know what? If people were excited, a lot of Call of Duty fans are really excited. I know Infinite Warfare people were not excited for that game for whatever reason.
I liked it.
You liked it?
This is zombies, wasn't it?
They weren't excited for it. So I hope that Activision delivers.
This is Sledgehammers is the developers on this one.
Okay.
Oh, really?
But Activision
Right,
publishing.
publishing,
Okay, so Sledgehammer, hopefully they deliver because they are the developer. And I mean, I would love, to be honest with you, I would love to get up a World 1. All right, a World 1-1 team to go play Call of Duty World.
WW2.
Yeah, wait.
A World 1-1 team.
W11 takes on WW2.
There you go.
Okay, there. See, I'm over here thinking about it before I'm saying it. I'm like, oh, I'm going to mess up somewhere. But yeah, I mean,
I'm having a stroke. And
I would love it to be a great game. That way we could get together. I think it'd be fun after work for us to play.
Oh, yeah. That'd be very fun.
So, I mean, that's all I got to say. I'm sorry I don't have too much more information on it.
That's fine.
They're just... Sorry.
Okay.
There was a lot...
Grant, look at me!
There wasn't a lot shown on it. It was just like, they showed like, people getting out of the boat, and then they're getting shot at, and then dramatic.
That was the storming Normandy, right?
Yes.
Yes. Hey, look at it. He's got something.
I got it. I actually caught that.
Throw it back. It's my fidget.
Oh.
It's not a fidget spinner, but it's my fidget thing.
Okay.
So moving on to a different type of war. From a very long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Star Wars Battlefront 2, I know we had mentioned that in the last podcast, but now we actually have a launch date, a full-length trailer, and an announcement of no season pass. Update, maybe having a season pass? Not clear.
I was like, I'm looking at my eyes and I go, why is he's reading this?
I'm reading my notes because great journalists
I'm reading his
have
phone's
notes.
right there, so I'm like, man, he's like got this down. I'm like,
Alex would make a really good actor, yeah, if the script was right in front of me. But yeah, as I mentioned before, and we had mentioned before, we're going to touch on this briefly. I was a huge fan of the first Battlefront. I remember the day vividly, and I will remember November 17th this year vividly as well.
It's going to be good.
It's going to be good. It's going to be good. And
story.
And last year...
They're going to have a story.
Oh, they're going to have a story. Last year, I got it at GameStop, and I won't get it this year at GameStop.
We
didn't have them at the time. That's why I didn't get it at our shop. We didn't have it at the time. But, yeah, I won't be getting it from GameStop. Moving along here, me and Rudy are going to step back in this one, and you guys are going to hash it out, is Heroes of the Storm 2.0.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yes.
Yeah. I'm definitely taking a step back.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to mess around on my computer.
That's cool.
I'll be looking at my Laker news.
Yeah, I'm gonna text my girlfriend. You guys take this one. So we got a new map from the Overwatch level and a new character from Overwatch. Have at it, guys.
Say this character's name, just...
Genji.
Hey!
And the new Overwatch
And
level
he's not from
is...
Game of Thrones.
No, he's not. Hanamura.
Yay. There you go.
Hanamura.
Hanamura this. All right.
So, you played it.
Yeah, I've been playing it. It's a huge upgrade from how it was. I think the update took place on the 25th.
Okay.
And they basically changed all of like the progression system to where it's more matched to the Overwatch kind of style of like getting loot crates and stuff like that.
Okay. Because to be honest, I downloaded Heroes of the Storm. I just got it. I haven't even touched it yet, but I'm ready for it. I'm just from what Grant explained to me, it's like the Super Smash of League.
Yeah, it's a more casual version of a take on the MOBA genres. And then what's cool about it is it has all your favorite characters from StarCraft, Diablo, Warcraft if you're into that. They even have Lost Vikings in there, like all like the Blizzard catalog of games.
Okay, that's tight.
So yeah, I'm playing, I'm loving it. I'm not liking Hanamura that much.
Makes so much sense. Hero of the Storm, Blizzard is a storm. Hey, you gotta give me that one.
Do you think George Washington's on?
Shut up. I did. For the whole time, I'm like, why the hell are you gonna call it Heroes of the Storm?
Hots.
And now it clicked with me. Blizzard is a storm. You really don't like this. It's also made by Taito.
Oh, get out of here.
I'm kidding.
I heard they might have had a developer from Felix the Cat.
Yeah, right. Hudson Soft helped.
Anyways, Hanamura looks beautiful in this game.
It looks awesome. It's
Yeah.
just I don't like it personally.
So
but
wait, This is a game that's taking other characters and levels from another game?
Yes. Well, all Blizzard related.
Oh, they're all Blizzard related. Okay.
Well, like you said, it's like a Smash. It's like how Nintendo Super Smash Bros. Is all Nintendo characters.
Correct.
This is like all Blizzard characters.
Oh, so I could play as a Game of Thrones guy in Heroes of the Storm?
You can play as Hanzo.
Haggis.
You said Hans. All right.
He said Haggis.
Haggis.
So are you guys pretty excited for this then?
Yeah, it's fun.
I'll probably play it tonight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah?
I highly recommend it.
Blizzard doesn't have amiibos?
They do.
Do they?
They call them Blazismos.
Blazismos. If you scan it on your computer, you get a loot crate.
That's pretty cool.
So final thoughts on Heroes of the Storm?
I'm really excited to play it tonight because I just got it.
Okay.
Like literally.
It's for
PC, right?
It's for PC, yeah. And Mac. Mac gamer over here.
Oh,
Yes.
he got a Mac.
So like if you want an easy way on, because everyone's talking, everyone I know plays League of Legends. And if you want an easy way to get into that, because it is a huge steep learning curve to get into leagues in general, all this stuff you need to know. If you want an easy way to get in, I'd highly recommend HOTS. It's just fun.
What did you call it?
HOTS.
Is it?
Heroes of the Storm. HOTS.
Hey.
Blizzard of Storm.
It's a hot storm.
It's a hot storm.
So let's continue on with the PC discussion, because I know people that watch are also PC gamers. And here at World 1-1, we don't discriminate. And we like to cater to all gamers from every platform, every type of computer, have it be a DOS or whatever.
Except for people having strokes.
People having strokes. Yeah. My heart goes out to them. Wii Game. Tencent is opening their service to international users. It's going to be a huge competitor to Steam. And for those who aren't familiar with it, it's the Chinese company who also owns Riot Games, who has League of Legends, which is the highest played video game in the world right now. I don't know much about the company that had bought out Riot or their service at all whatsoever, but it's Chinese with money that is a competitor to Steam. That sounds scary.
Yes. Tencent is a giant company. From what I understand, they own parts of Activision. And
Really?
Yeah. Activision Blizzard, yeah. That's how...
Because Activision and EA are like the two biggest gaming publishers, and if they own parts of Activision...
Get this. Tencent is worth more than Activision and EA combined together.
Oh.
It's a giant...
Wow.
They're trying to take over.
They're trying to take over.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was this year or last year, consoles were not allowed to be sold in China. And I forget how many years it was banned for.
It was over a decade.
Yeah. So I feel like China is now going to be a huge deal when it comes to gaming in general. Like, think of like Lionsgate.
Studios?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's Chinese money right there. I like to make comparisons between the like movies and games, since it's not the same market, but they do share some of the same past history, historical events, like the Crash and stuff like that. But like the newest Power Rangers movie.
Yes.
That was Lionsgate.
Oh, okay.
That was that Chinese money. So I'm curious on like what's going to happen with this whole Wii game.
Sonic Forces, man.
Sonic, man.
All right, you know what? I didn't put in the last clip. In the background, you're going to see a picture of me as a diehard Sonic fan. In high school, might I add.
We'll put it in the back. We're going to put it in the background. We're going to put it in the background.
So whenever I feel down, you guys, and I feel like I'm having a bad day, and every once in a while I get stressed out, I have a bad day, and I just look at this picture and it brightens up my day. I get instantly happy, and I don't know what that...
Hey, you know what? You can't even be mad that it exists because it's on a public site.
And it's funny because I'm wearing a Sonic shirt. It's a Sonic shirt.
I thought it was attached to it. Okay.
No! I have a big blue Sonic shirt.
This is the other picture, real quick.
What's the other picture?
Oh, that's the big... There it is. That's the big picture.
So he sends it in the group.
I need this picture.
And look, he has Sonic posters up.
are you so pissed?
Why were you smiling?
Yeah, it's like,
I was trying to look cool, but that
no, you don't look cool. Oh,
I know.
Hey. Who took the picture?
I set it on a timer.
I was like, hey mom, take a picture.
And I waited for it.
Oh, honey, you look so cute. Yes,
Mom,
Sonic.
stop! God,
You're gonna burst me.
I never noticed the chain.
What's the chain?
necklace?
Shut up.
What's the necklace of?
Is it Sonic?
Let me see.
Do you had a Sonic necklace?
What is that, Hogwarts? Hogwarts? Is that Hogwarts?
Oh my god, you know what that necklace that was?
What?
That was for Final Fantasy 13.
Oh, the little arm thing.
Well, at least that's cool.
So
At least that.
we
one
give
thing.
you guys permission if you're ever having a bad day. Look at this picture.
I'll even put a link in the
a
description.
cool version of AJ.
Or go down the water slide. I like that one. That brightens my day. All right, so Chinese money.
China money.
China money.
China don't care.
China does not give a shit. They'll buy it if it's gonna make them money.
Because they own. Well, they're publishing for Riot Games, and they're also publishing for Supercell. That big mobile. Is it Clash of Clans and those types of games?
Oh, the Legend of 27.
Yeah.
That's something I don't know about.
It's
Oh,
Clash of
you haven't heard
Clans.
of the Legend
Oh.
27?
So this is going to be interesting because a lot of people right now are kind of bad mouthing Steam.
Why?
What is that?
I think my brother, diehard CS:GO player.
Hi, John.
The updates that they're making for like Counter-Strike Go is all they're doing is like sync in different cosmetic items. Like, oh, now you can buy gloves for your character. Oh, now you can get different knives for your character. And people like him want more kinds of content and like make it make it a much more stable game, since there are still hackers and there are still like a lot of weird glitches that's in the game, and they would much rather have Valve lean towards that direction of making the game better. And on top of that, like Valve hasn't released a new game in how long?
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute.
What was the last game they released?
CS:GO, Dota 2.
They haven't made any console games since.
Well, he's not talking about it necessarily console, but yeah, console's been
I'm
a
trying
while.
to think of a console game though.
What was that? That
Was Diablo for PlayStation?
No,
StarCraft for N64.
No. Valve made Left 4 Dead.
Oh, I'm talking about
Left 4
Blizzard,
Dead. Left 4 Dead 2, I think was.
Yeah.
This is one of my. I love that game.
Did they also
Yeah.
make
Love
Portal
Left
or
4
no?
Dead 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Okay,
They made
just
Portal.
making sure.
But Left 4 Dead 2, do you think of any newer console game besides that?
I wish they'd come out with a 3 already.
Oh, dude.
Oh, dude, Left 4 Dead's a great game.
I really like
They,
Left 4
I don't
Dead.
know why there's no 3 coming out.
It's just one of those things, man.
Yeah.
Valve can't release a game that has a 3 in the title. Think about it: Dota 2, Half-Life 2,
But Diablo
Portal
3.
2.
Diablo 3.
That's Blizzard.
Oh.
The only 2 games I have in my Steam are TF2 and Limbo.
Ooh, Limbo.
Limbo's fun.
That was a good game.
I like Limbo.
Did you play the new game that they made?
That
That one looks good.
Inside?
That looks really.
It's
in
really
fact,
good.
that
It's
one
really
won some
fantastic.
awards, right? Or it was
Yeah.
nominated.
Yeah.
Well, I don't do Steam. I can't do nothing unless I have a physical
I
game.
have over 500 games on Steam.
I believe him.
So
It's wild.
but I did buy like. Well, were you guys ever a part of PC gaming when you're younger with like all like the
DOS games.
well like kids games like
was part of it.
Putt Putt.
Putt goes to the circus.
Yes, yes.
Mine was.
I
I
remember
remember,
Putt-Putt.
more of the Zumbinis and Dr. Quandaries.
Club Hammer.
Math Blaster.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
A
Math Blasters.
Yeah. Ah, fuck. You know what? We had that game for the Super Nintendo once, and we sold it, and I was pissed because I was going to buy it.
They made Math Blasters for the Super Nintendo.
Yep.
No way.
Promise. We had it.
Is it rare?
I don't ever see. That's the only time I've ever seen it in my life was at the store.
Wow.
Nah, I haven't been a PC gamer since 94, 95. Like after PlayStation and Saturn, I stopped.
What game were you playing the other day when I walked in? That's the PC game.
The point and click game.
Yeah.
I got it on the GSA.
the Dagger of Amun-Ra.
No, not that one. The
Oh,
Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh yeah,
Larry.
Yeah,
Leisure Suit Larry.
I like old school like I like detective games, point and click adventure games, that type of stuff. I like to really think and stuff like that when I'm playing a game. Like if I have a bunch of items, I like to figure out the puzzle or get to the next part of the game, whatever the case may be. And point and click adventures, they do that, they do that. So I like that type of stuff. Now Leisure Larry, he has a little bit of a sexual theme that, as probably a young teenager when I used to play. Well, I wasn't. Shoot, what did it? No, I wasn't even. I was like 8 or 9 playing Leisure Larry games, and used to feel kind of guilty playing them.
Oh, so I walked in to work, and Rudy's there, literally like this. And I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Playing Leisure Suit Larry." I was like, "Okay." So I watched him play it, and he was typing the commands, of course.
Yeah, you have to. You type in your command. So if you want to read something on the wall, read wall, and then that's what you got to do.
And he started asking me questions, and it felt like a crossword puzzle. He's like, "What's another word for begin?" And I was like, "Shit, I don't know." Start. And then he hit start, and then it went. And then I was like, "Man, if you don't have the manual to this, you're done." You're done.
Another game that's in that vein was Night Trap, right?
No, Night Trap was a full motion video game.
You love that game, don't you?
I do love Night Trap, and you know what? We didn't put it on here, but we should have.
No, that's what I was trying to get into. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm glad you brought that up. So we're gonna do something impromptu here.
What are we doing?
All right. So all right. Limited run games.
Oh yes.
Limited run games. And just like the name says, they do limited a bunch of games with a limited run. So probably games that they think that aren't going to sell in the millions and everything like that. They probably get hooked up through Sony, and they basically have a low production run. And Night Trap, if you guys didn't know, Night Trap was actually filmed in 1980s, the late 80s, and it was supposed to come out for a console called the Nemi. It was a console that never came out. It was a console that actually used VHS tapes. And that's how you played the game, and basically you're going to put commands once it got to a certain point to the VHS tape. And anyways, they scrapped it when then Sega came along with their Sega CD, and they wanted the rights to it, so they basically ported it from over there to the Sega CD. Now the game is considered a cult classic by a lot of people and everything like that for a bunch of weird reasons. It's one of those games that it's so bad that it's good type stuff.
The Ooga Booga men, when they come, they're funny looking.
The acting and everything.
Yeah.
It's so cheesy.
It's very cheesy. It makes you laugh. Like there's some, like the girls were like singing Night Trap. Another thing about Night Trap, what a lot of people don't realize, or maybe they do realize, it helped, that and Mortal Kombat helped not necessarily develop, what do I want to say? Not develop, but it helped start the ESRB as far as the rating of games and stuff like that. Yeah. When the senators were attacking the video game industry about the violence in games, they used Mortal Kombat and Night Trap as their prime stuff. This is what we're going to show you about is violence in games. If you play through Night Trap now, it is so tame. Like the violence in it is pretty tame, but I guess at the time, it might have been pretty alarming. Racy. So, limited run games, they're doing a limited run release of this game. I guess it's going to be like an HD version for, I believe it's the PlayStation 4, Xbox One.
Are they going to how do they HD the footage?
The old film?
Yeah.
Well, the HD stuff from the 50s. Like,
no, but like this is a film.
Well, how back in the days when they had black and white, were they able to add color to stuff? No, huh?
Yeah. Well, I was watching Twilight Zone, and that came out in the 60s, and that's like mega HD on Netflix.
Where are we getting with this? Are they gonna like revamp Night Trap?
It comes out next month.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to be getting
PS4, Xbox One.
We're going to watch a playthrough of me.
No way.
Bro, this is what we've been talking about the whole time.
Oh, wow.
Where have you been?
Yeah, dude. Did you have a through?
So,
yeah.
Night Trap.
George Washington?
Okay. Full motion video game.
No way.
Yeah. Remember we tried to do
on your
Let's
PS4.
Mm-hmm. PS4.
On PS4.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to be able to play it on your PS4.
Interesting.
HDMI.
So, yeah, I mean, I think a lot of the fans back in the day, they're probably going to pick that up.
Didn't we do a playthrough already?
We tried to do a playthrough of it on the Sega CD, but what happened was we were really new to editing and like using the Elgatos at the time.
It was the sound.
Yeah, and the sound was off. We weren't able to get it right. But I'm sure if we wanted to do it again, we could.
We're going to be able to do a lot better now thanks to limited run games.
Yeah. So, and these full motion video games, I know probably a lot of you guys are probably younger than I am. You're going to laugh at them and say, I can't believe that was a game. But back in the early 90s, that was the future of video games. That seriously was. And I want to, because I grew up in this time, when I had my Sega CD and I actually had like Night Trap in 92 and early 93, I'm going to tell you that the awe factor of actually seeing full motion video on your console, even though it was grainy and everything, was really cool. And when you brought your friends over, they were like, we're watching a movie. So now fast forward years now, we're looking at that and like be like, how could they think that was the future? But back then it was pretty impressive.
Mad Dog McCree.
Yeah, Mad Dog McCree.
Sewer Shark.
Yeah, Sewer Sharks, great. There was a lot of good ones. Slam and Jam with Scottie Pippen.
Yeah. That was some cheesy acting.
The Street Fighter, the game, the movie.
With Jean-Claude Van Damme.
No, that was actually a 2D fighter. It was just it used digitized characters like Mortal Kombat type stuff.
Okay.
It used that type of stuff. But like
Mad Dog McCree.
Like straight up full motion video games where you watch something and you had to press but it was kind of like Dragon's Lair, like an updated version of Dragon's Lair type stuff, where you pressed a button during a certain time of the film. There wasn't a lot of gameplay, honestly, but it was just kind of, it was more.
But at that time, it was huge.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, when I brought friends over and they're like, this is a game, and they're like, this is so cool. But then probably like 4, 5, 6 years later, they didn't age well, I guess is the best way to say it.
No, but at that time, it was holy crap.
Yeah, at the time. Yeah. So pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna get a copy just because I'm a huge fan of Night Trap.
I'm actually excited because how Grant mentioned earlier how they're gonna really bring an HD approach to this. I'm excited to see what it's gonna look like. I don't want it to look like a straight rip. Yeah. You know,
it's like giant ass pixels, or like this.
Yeah, it's like I want to see what they're doing, which I'm sure it's going to be great because if it wasn't going to be great, they wouldn't release it in the first place. They don't want the reputation of like we sell crap because I've heard nothing but good things about limited run games. But I'm just excited to see what it looks like.
If they can take something from VHS and make it a Blu-ray version, I got faith.
Oh, I guess when you get that, I guess you can. You make a Blu-ray version. So, HD version of Night Trap.
Yep.
Rudy's excited.
I'm excited. I'm going to play through it. Hopefully you guys want to watch it.
I'll be watching it. I don't want to play it.
Okay, guys. Well, that wraps it up here for this episode of the World 1-1 podcast. Any closing statements, suggestions, comments, concerns? AJ? Kuma?
No, that made my day.
What made your day?
Oh, people call me Kuma.
Who is cool? Who's calling? Yeah, there's a little story.
Japan.
Tell the story. Tell the story. Give a shot.
I showed Mizuki the video. I'm just like, I'm making.
Wait. Who? What? Where? What'd you do with this video?
Mizuki. She is my ex from Japan.
Oh.
Still friends. Showed her the video, and I asked her what she think about the crew, and she's like, I like this guy. He looks like a bear. It's Kuma-san.
Yay, I'm Kuma-san.
So AJ now has an animated television show and T-shirts of him in Japan.
Yep.
Oh my god, that would be the greatest thing ever. Can you imagine that? It would never happen, but can you imagine that?
Well, never say never.
Okay, true.
Rudy, closing statements, comments, concerns, suggestions?
I don't know. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for future podcasts, and the gaming news is going to be picking up here very soon, so we'll have a lot more to talk about.
E3 is coming.
It's coming, and so there's going to be a lot more stuff to come up with.
Scorpio.
This year's has to be a big year for Microsoft.
I know you're excited.
Well, I'm excited because, like, literally they have to pull out every single stop, I believe, and if they do that, it has a good chance to be a success.
So you're ready to see the Pony Boys cry, huh?
The Pony Boys? No. I own a game store. I can play any game I want to.
That's right.
Who do you think they are?
Hey.
I own this damn store.
When will the Virtual Boy come out?
If you guys don't know, I prefer the Xbox, and the only reason I prefer the Xbox, I'm a console gamer, by the way, is because of the controller. The controller, I love
that Elite controller. Oh
yeah.
my god!
It's the controller. The controller, I can't do the DualShock controller. The way it's like this, it cramps my hands. So it really has nothing to do between Sony and Microsoft. I could give a crap about the companies and everything, but the controller on the Xbox is just so much better, at least in my opinion. And I'm sure people out there that they're pro Sony controllers as well, but me, it just feels more comfortable.
Sony controller is good, just not as good as Xbox.
So
Very good. Very good.
I
didn't say for you to talk yet. You can talk now.
Jeez.
Dang. I'll say a note to my fans in Japan. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Look at that.
So, see, I know how to say it.
Oh, Grant, any closing statements?
That was my closing statement.
Yeah, I will be tweeting on the world 11_games. So I will be releasing all the news on there, so you guys can follow and maybe come up with whatever opinions you guys have, and like tweet back to me, and then tell everyone about that.
Did you tell us about the Instagram as well?
Well, I was gonna leave that to you. Since
No,
you're
go
the
for it.
Instagram.
Go for it, man.
Alex runs the Instagram.
Yeah, you can run the Instagram.
Yeah, if you want to check out our Instagram name is right here. Literally World 11
We're 11.
No, it's World 11. I spelled that out now. For no confusion.
Oh, you changed it again.
I changed it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I like
it'll be right
Oh,
up
I
here.
gotta change it on the. Oh,
Yeah.
I wish you would let me know.
All right,
ahead of time.
is that the end of your closing?
Follow us on Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter. Okay. My closing statements is SNES Mini. Gonna get it.
man, you guys are so confident.
Like I said, it's not gonna come out this year, but it'll come out in my
It's gonna
lifetime.
come out this year.
If it doesn't come out this year, we will already dinner.
No, you guys don't know me. No.
Oh, come on.
Hey, we're all gentlemen here, and I'm very interested. I think it's good that you guys think it's coming.
No, I think it's coming, just not this year.
Okay.
I think this year is gonna be the year of the Scorpio. So.
You already any closing statements?
I already asked
Oh,
you.
you got controller,
I
Xbox.
forgot already.
What's yours? You're the bear. All right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us, and can't wait to see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye bye.
Johnny.
This is an extra podcast moment. I was the only person in line for Sonic Generations.
It's all right. I was the only person in line at Target for Ghostbusters for Wii. There wasn't even a line.
No, I know. That was the line.
Me too.
And then there was other people with me. I was like, oh, thank God there's more people here. Oh, no, we're here for Uncharted.
Sonic. There's a Sonic release today.
That's exactly what they said. I'm like, it sucks.
Sonic Generations is a good game.
I was in that same boat. I was waiting for Yokai Watch, and Call of Duty came out that.
Oh, God. All right, cool.